Hello, friends. We're having a walk and talk. Just thought I'd do a very low-key walking and chatting. If anyone would like to join in. Some cool graffiti out here. Let's see. It's pretty cool what's been happening with all the stuff in Denmark. Um, and lots of talk about human rights. Um, and so which shall we talk about first? The human rights stuff or the Denmark stuff? And obviously they're interrelated. Um, yeah, I think because in Denmark, Scientology is not considered a religion and it's considered an organization, whatever that means. I guess from a political point of view, or a legal point of view, it's easier to apply some of the laws around workplace laws and I guess just general human rights laws as well. And so that whole thing about hiding behind the religious status is very real, in my opinion. And yeah, like I really, really, really hope something comes about with it. And we had the case in Australia where politicians stood up in Parliament and spoke out about them and did a lot of advocacy work. Even charges were laid, and in the end, nothing happens. Um, and I think a lot of it's to do with not going after so-called religion. But I just really don't see how that matters. I mean, I can call myself a religion tomorrow. It doesn't mean I can go out performing abuses. And I think, we now, 10 years ago, we didn't have certain laws that we do now, like with coercive control. And, that I think it takes, unfortunately, it might be difficult to persecute on a large scale. It might come back down to one person who's had an experience, which makes it hard. And but yeah, I mean the coercive control is a new one, so hopefully, you know, someone or a group of people can come together and do something because it's not okay. A lot of the human rights abuses. I mean, we have so many examples. People being held against their will, literally, medical abuse, children, how they grew up, being locked away from their families. It's not okay. And and it's so ridiculous. Like there's been a few videos on the human rights uh, front groups, and like there's the Citizens Commission on Human Rights, which is actually an anti-psychiatry group, and so it's extremely ironic considering how what they do to people who might need mental health help. Like literally people having mental crises, and they lock them up. And it's in their policy. It's not a one-off situation. Um, the isolation policy, isolation rundown, something like that, I think it's called, for people who are having a mental breakdown, is literally to lock them up in a room. It's written in their policy. So I don't see how things like that get prosecuted. Um, I don't know if I can see any chat. If anyone wants to jump in chat, feel free. It's a two-way conversation, but yeah, I can't see chat for some reason. Um, yeah, so that like we've had so many examples, and it's still continuing today. Um, yeah, so it's not okay, but and it's so ironic how they, uh, the front group, they say it's about human rights, and they're the ones that are actually um, impeding on people's human rights and medical rights. It's actually them that are doing it. It's Scientology that's doing it. Um, and it's a very, very dangerous, and we've seen the results of it many times. There's been murders, there's been mental breakdowns, there's been deaths. And so the truth has to come out. I mean, we all know, but something's got to be done about it. And I don't know why I can't see chat. It's really annoying. Oh, I can. Okay. Um, so, like, uh, my understanding is the person who's currently the head of the Citizens Commission on Human Rights, Jen Eastgate, I think it is. When she was running, she actually ran it in Australia as well, and she was the one that there was charges laid. It ended up being dropped in the end um, because someone came out and said that when they were a child and were essayed, Jen was coaching her to not tell the authorities the truth. I mean, where do we start with that? With your mental health rights? Human rights. Um, and yeah, there was charges, and then eventually they were dropped. And my understanding is to this day, she's still the head of the um, Commission on Human Rights. It's, it's insane. And I heard that, not I heard, I saw that, that Museum of Death in LA, which is the anti-psychiatry museum. See, with the psychiatry stuff, there might be like small nuggets of truths in there. There can be um, mistreatments or things that we once thought worked well and now they don't. That's not a blanket. When you have serious mental health issues, um, you need treatment, and, and we've seen the consequences of not getting it. And yeah, so that Museum of Death thing, so ridiculous. So I saw that Mike Grinder was the one that was tasked um, to put that museum together. So ridiculous. I mean, I'm laughing. It's really quite sad. You're imposing on people being able to look after the mental health, and especially, it could be children, but adults as well. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to pop off, I think. Um, All right, take care. Bye.